Hi from Muskrat Gulch. Today I'm going to show you a handy hack for your ball caps. Ladies, you'll know where I'm coming from with this. So if you have a nice ball cap and it fits you really well and it's really comfortable, but when you have a ponytail, it's maybe not as comfortable as it could be. So I'm going to show you what I mean. Just going to do this up quickly. Put this on. I'm going to show you what I mean. So there I am with my ball cap, and my ponytail is kind of low, and not exactly the look I was going for. So I have fixed one of my hats so that I can do a nice high ponytail to keep my hair up and out of the way. It's really easy to do, and I like this better. However, it doesn't affect the functionality of my hat because I can still wear it the other way if I wish. Yeah, I just have to find my ponytail there. There we go. There we go. A nice high ponytail, messy bun, whatever you prefer. And it's simple. I'm going to show you how. Stay tuned. Okay, what you're going to need to get out your sewing kit, you're going to need some thread. Color match it, use black, a contrasting one, whatever you want to do. You're really not going to see the stitches. So I have my thread. I have my seam ripper. You could also use your sewing scissors. It'll do the same thing. Here's my seam ripper, my sewing scissors, and a sewing needle. You may need a pin to pin the things back. You might not, depends on what you want to do. So we're going to get started. The first step, just putting on my glasses because I can't see. The first step, I'm going to take my hat, turn it inside out, and what I need to do is remove the stitches and that tape. I'm going to have to remove that. This is really important. You need to keep the seam here intact. If you don't, your hat, it'll not look right. So the first thing I'm going to do is get out my seam ripper. And I prefer to use my seam ripper because I just find that I have more control. Okay, I have separated this tape with my seam ripper. Now I'm going to very carefully trim that off. Here we go, trimmed off. Now for the other seam, I have to very carefully separate this seam. These hats are really nice to work on. There we go. I'm going to put this back in its little case because these seam rippers are a little dangerous if you poke yourself. All right, set that aside. Now what I'm going to do is just pull out any loose threads, trim them up just to make sure it's nice and neat. I like working on these hats. I've done a few hats. Some of my running hats, walking hats for the summer. And I really like having the ponytail spot or the messy bun spot. Some hats are nicer to work on than others. These ones happen to be very nice to work on. Okay, so the next step is I'm going to sew this edge down carefully. And I found that I can sew it in such a way that it doesn't show on the other side. And it looks nice and neat. And then I'm going to do the other side. That's really all there is to it. It'll be done. And you'll have another favorite hat. Okay. I do this 2 passes just so it doesn't unravel or anything. It kind of keeps it neater. Ouch. Shit. Okay. There. I'm done. I've done 2 passes on that. This fabric is probably not going to fray. But I like to do 2 passes. Stitch up, stitch back. Just to keep it together. It's not a high stress point. Okay, I'm done. I'm just going to trim off an edge. So I just did a quick stitch. I sewed up and I sewed back on both sides. This fabric doesn't fray, and it's not a really high stress point. You don't have to be too particular, but I don't like any loose edges. So I'm done. You really can't notice it from that side. I'm not a good sewer, so there's not a lot of skill involved in doing this, but this is a sweet hack that will enable you to wear your hat with a high ponytail or a messy bun successfully. So we're going to take a couple of pictures just to show you.
Camping, hiking, backpacking, stuck on the side of the road in your car, putting together a go bag. Got to be able to make fire. To make fire, you need tinder. And wet tinder doesn't make it easy, does it? I'm going to show you how to make tinder that will light in any weather. It doesn't matter if it's raining, snowing, whatever. It's going to light. It's not that hard to make. We're going to use some cotton pads from the dollar store, some barbecue lighter fluid, and some wax. It doesn't matter if you use old candles. I'm going to use Parawax, but old candles will work, whatever you got around. So let's get at it. So first thing we're doing is filling the can up with some barbecue fluid. It's going to soak it up pretty good. So you need a little bit in there. Okay, so we're going to just soak it, drip it. You want as much of it off it as you can. Or just lay it there to dry. We'll make 6 or 8 of these. All right, we got 6 of them. We're going to let them dry and we'll be back in a minute. So the pads soaked in barbecue fluid have dried for the most part. So we're going to pick them up with the tweezers, dip them in the wax, the melted wax. The wax melting on the wood stove in the basement. So we're going to lay them on the wax paper. Having them on wax paper just helps them come off easy. Basically, what we're doing is waterproofing the cotton pad. Drop that one. That one's going to have a double coat on it. And there you go until they're dry. They'll harden, and we'll see where we are at that point. All right, the wax is set. They're hard. Now we're going to see how they work. So my goal here is to just see how long this tinder will last. There we go. I'm pretty confident we can get a fire going with this piece of tinder. You can see we got some wind here today. It's not going out, that's for sure. There, I think that's it. There it is. So that's it. That's the thing. I used these cotton pads from the dollar store. They're $1.50 for 100. They're 100% cotton. I used Parawax. Now, gotta admit, could have gotten away cheaper. This stuff, I used it because I had it, but it's like $8 at Walmart. So I'm guessing dollar store wax candles would be a better bet, or used candles that you have at home that are burned down. Remember, I didn't even use electricity. I used a wood stove. I got a pot, paid $1, I think, for it at a thrift store. And the barbecue lighter fluid was $4 and something at Canadian Tire. So really, when you get down to what it costs, it's probably 2 or 3 cents each. So it's good tinder. I'm going to put these in a tin. A tin is never a wasted thing in your pack. So that's it. I hope you got something out of that.
So those were our handy hacks here on Muskrat Gulch this week. If there's any content that you'd like to see us cover, hit us up in the comments. Don't forget,
Muskrat Gulch every Thursday and the Women That Hunt every Tuesday. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we appreciate the comments.
See you next week.
Thank you.